just did.
I was
It's not easy.
I was just telling Azawi that is my best song.
And vision.
All-time song.
Over
Yeah. Shout out
Azawi.
to Martin.
How many times have I said that to you?
Obviously, it's a classic, that one, timeless.
How many times have I played it in the car when we were going on a long
Every single time. And he can sing word for word.
There's
Yeah.
the time we sent you a video when we guys were vibing in a van.
Sammy keep digging. Sammy keep digging.
I'm
Sammy
trying.
keep
I'm
digging.
gonna try.
How was that?
The energy
I'm gonna
was
try.
up in the
Yeah.
air. Like you guys, were you heading for a trip or something?
Mbara.
Oh my God, I loved it, and I like it when my closest people enjoy my
Oh
own
yeah.
shit.
Oh, Jalia, come
I
through,
love
come
it.
through.
Keep on that energy.
So this guy right here, this guy, Henry, that guy coming, that guy. So that's the guy who played your whole album in the van until I was like, Henry, Azawi akuwa sente omugati kuna akutuga.
Omugati
Kubako kundonge ndala. He said, no, I'm the DJ.
Yeah.
Today, you guys be the DJs on the show. Now I'm the DJ. The guy played the Azawi 1. The guy played Azawi 2. The guy played Azawi 3. The guy played Azawi 4. I told,
That is the kind of headache I want, the stubbornness I want. Don't switch.
Jalia,
It's
you're
good
the
to
reason
have
why
you
we're outside
here.
today. How are you loving the environment?
Today,
Yes.
and I'm glad to join Azawi, of course, and the NTV crew to be
Yes.
part of this major communication to our country.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
People are watching and they're asking us, why are we outside? Why are we in the green?
Why is
What's
why is Sammy
happening?
playing with
Why am I
holes?
digging? Why am I playing with this?
Tell us what we are actually about, what we're trying to communicate to the people.
I see a tree seedling,
Yes.
and I know we are going to plant it here.
Yes.
And the message today we want to convey to our country, the youth, and everyone else in Uganda
Yes.
is around the green agenda of the EU in
Yes.
partnership with the government of Uganda.
Nice.
And this is the bigger message.
Yeah.
So this tree is symbolic. We are going to have bigger discussions, everything green from energy, clean air, charcoal,
Yes.
firewood, cleaner energy, this discussion and how the role that the youth can play
Yes.
and the young people and the artists in driving this message home.
I
Fantastic.
love the fact that you brought up the youth and the artists, and that
Yes,
happens to be a
Azawi.
category Azawi fits in perfectly.
Yeah.
I don't know whether we should give you the honors to actually
Definitely.
go
Before
ahead.
she even goes there, man. We
and
want
do
to
this,
understand, man.
but-
Azawi, when the call was made, and because you've used your music for various reasons.
Yeah.
Entertainment being one of them,
Yeah.
education being the other. But now
Yeah.
this has everything to do with our future, and the future is here. It has everything to do with the climate. What was going through your head?
I'm like, like getting opportunity that actually fits your thinking, how you always, carry yourself, the things you advocate for, the issues that you really, or stand up for. So for me, I was like, you know what, this is actually my thing.
Yes.
A good thing for me. And the EU project wasn't just like the first thing that I've worked on that is
Yes.
related to, green issues. Like this has always been my life. I was raised in Narrow. I don't know if you guys remember, like that's a program that was put up by the government to subsidize
Yes.
farmers. And there's this one time we were rehearsing and, getting ready for our next performance. And then lightning hit one of the tallest trees that was around.
Yes.
It was a very scary moment, but I was so hurt because that tree looked so nice. The shade it provided, the way you felt every time you looked at it. So for me, I was so much into it, and the music for me, it didn't even take me so long. I think even making the music about this green project took me
Yes.
like something like 2 hours or 3 hours
Nice.
because this was my thing, like Chari Change. So,
Beautiful.
and I'm so happy that, the government of Uganda, the EU was really so deliberate on this. They're actually making this a full campaign, doing a media tour and making sure, people get to understand that, green plantation is our future. The moment we take it for granted,
Yes.
things are going to be so tough because now you can see everyone almost can afford a car.
Yes.
So only the green trees are the only thing that can protect us from that, pollution.
Emission, yes.
So yeah, I'm so happy and excited about this entire project. I can't wait to see. I would love to see many other artists be part of this campaign, many other creatives, influencers, because I feel like we need to do the job of, communicating and sensitizing the masses of the importance of, green environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a green environment. Jalia.
Green. What if?
Walonda ambassador mutuufu
Hey.
omwana bw'ayogera
Do you have any questions for us?
Azawi.
It's not a mistake that we are collaborating with her.
Yes.
And we know she has a very strong following.
Yes.
And a strong voice as well.
And a strong voice, of course.
Yes.
But also the passion and the IQ.
Yes.
Exactly.
Being in awareness of what you are actually doing with a lot
So
of
it's
passion
not
and
somebody who is working because there is an agenda. It is, she is there already, so it's flowing naturally, and that's why we are partnering with her.
Nice. Let us now do the needful.
Are you ready to start doing the thing?
Naturally, me, I've done my part. I've done the digging. You have to do the planting.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I have to get it out of the cavera, right? The polythene, right? Okay.
But okay, nice and easy. Jalia,
And then help. Yeah.
okay.
As we speak right now,
There you go. Pulla.
Azawi gets to plant her tree. I think you're going to have to keep visiting Serena more often
At Kampala Serena
to check
Hotel.
on your plant and see how well it's faring. Wonder what, eh?
All right.
There we
There
go.
you go. Okay.
You ready?
All right. You
Then we
want
can do
to take the
water.
first step.
Ooh, you Azawi. Barage.
Oh, Tio. We're going to baptize this tree.
I think we can
Baddest.
just call it the baddest.
Every single time you come at Serena Hotel,
People,
come
say what's
through.
up to the baddest.
Years to come, we're going to have a very fantastic shade here. Jalia as well. There you go. Is the green economy that we are planting today as we become extremely aware of our environment and the role that we have to play as the youth in ensuring that we get to protect, preserve, and basically, man, be part of the campaign from wherever you are. It's an important role that you have to play. You can be able to plant the tree in your compound. Whether you're in KLA, whether you're in the village, do this. Interesting. Dagi, oyaga kumaliriza?
You want to plant
Let me hold this for you. There you go.
Let me first of all tell somebody. For those of you who can't get close to Azawi, just come and touch this tree. This might be the closest you could have gotten to Azawi. At least you will say, what the nema?
I'm a very accessible person.
There you go. The Artistry has been planted. Hey, Azawi, it seems you've done this before.
She is a natural.
Yeah, she is a natural. It's great to see. Jalia, how many trees have you planted in your life?
Very many, over 50 ceremonial.
Yes.
And on my own, I have a plantation.
Wow.
Plantation, yes.
Interesting enough, today I called my dad and I was sending him money to plant like trees. And I was like, oh, I've already planted eucalyptus and blah, blah, blah. Which ones would you recommend for people to plant now?
There is a tree for the different purposes. So
right.
I wouldn't say this or the other. It depends. There are trees for fruit trees. There are
Yes.
trees for
Citrus.
fodder,
Yes.
for feeding the animals.
Yes.
There are shade trees. There are for beautifying
I want the ones for
compound.
beauty, yes.
So you must know the purpose for which you're planting the trees.
Yes.
Then you do accordingly. There's also need to find the right tree for the right site.
Okay.
So you cannot just say, I have my site in Wobulenzi, a certain sub-county, and I love cashew nut, for example,
Yes.
so I'll just throw it there. No, to get the scientists
Yes.
to help you find the right trees for the right places so that you can make money out of this, because it's business. You don't want to put the tree in the wrong site. It will
Yes.
not give you the right.
Kati, this tree, which tree is this and what is the purpose as we go to our seat?
We'll check what your choice of selecting it. Maybe you can tell us who you got it from.
Henry, you're the one who
tell us.
chose this.
Why did you choose that?
Why
I can
did you
throw it
choose
back
this
to you.
tree? Yes. It's a fruit tree.
Exactly.
Interesting. So yes, at least when you come to Kampala Serena Hotel and you cannot afford the other side, you can come and get some fruits
Exactly.
right here. Jalia, just join us
Sure,
here
merci. Thank
as we
you.
get deeper into
blue, the
and
orange.
whichever.
Okay, thank you.
Nice. There you go. As we get to have an understanding of what EU, obviously in partnership with Azawi, the bodies, are doing in the 256. How are you feeling, Azawi?
I'm feeling good. I am in a very good mental space, health space. Sina chinuma. I am not broke.
Yes.
I am not heartbroken. I am just feeling amazing, and I give thanks to God.
You're close to a person who's feeling amazing. She's not heartbroken now.
Yeah,
She's just
I see
enjoying
how
her
it's
life.
going. Aye.
Yes.
It wouldn't be you saying that. Even before we get into the music that is yet to come, because we do know that there is more yet to come from Azawi's camp. You have been creating music for EU in Uganda. Just roughly tell the person out there what goes into the creation of that kind of music and how it all came together, how you're able to actually put it all together, and what message exactly you are portraying in your songs in regards to EU in Uganda.
Okay. Of course, being able to create around nature is some different experience, because when you hear the birds, just the mere sound of a wind blowing past the tree branches and leaves, like there's that calming feeling that comes into your mind, like you immediately enter into a sense of relaxation. And when you are relaxed as an artist, your imagination and creativity starts to, be stimulated. So I was in that space, and there was a point where we had to capture the sounds of birds, just singing. There was a point where we just had to keep quiet and listen to the sound of the forest. There was a point where we had to capture the waves of water flowing from the river. And when you listen to the song itself, you're going to feel that stuff all there. So we collected all those samples and put them in the song. What I was trying to communicate is not just entertainment. I was trying to do, should I call it a call to action? Because when you listen to the song, it's more like Simba, Fokirida, Labirida. Like when you listen to this song, you don't just get entertained, but you are inspired to do what the song is actually telling you, So for me, it was such, I don't know how to call this experience, but I felt like I was creating music from the source. Like I was back to where everything that is about music was created, like the mother of sounds, because everything literally can be music. But imagine creating music from nature. Like it's a different feeling. Even when you want to do anything, even when you feel like, oh my God, my mind is so, blocked right now, just go and connect with nature. There is a way it kills the mental fatigue and stress, and then when you're in that relaxation mode, you are able to create and, imagine things. Like your mind goes back to the original thinking rather than just the normal routine that to take your sample, like your mind goes back to the original thinking from the source. I don't know if you guys made, because for me, nature is not just a theme. It's an intense emotion for me. So I was so happy doing it. I never even felt tired. The EU guys kept on telling, "Oh, aren't you tired? Don't you want to sit down?" Like I'm like, "No, I'm good to roll." So it was amazing, and I'm happy that I was part of such an amazing project. Being able to communicate using my craft, to communicate something that actually really matters. Yeah.
Wow. Let me share with you a very interesting story. And this one goes to Jalia directly. So we visit General Selim Saleh. We're in Karamoja. And so many people come with so many ideas to project to him so he can fund the ideas. And they have these many files. So Afande points out, says, you. So you stand up, you say, Afande, my name is Azawi. So this guy stands up and tells Afande, Afande, my name is Azawi. Okay, my name is Okello. And I have a very good project for Karamoja. He said, I have noticed that Karamoja lacks so many trees. So I came up with a project to make sure that Karamoja, we bring over 1,000 trees to Karamoja. Through my project, it is called, we are going to do deforestation to make sure. Afande was like, Nejirwe mitono yagala jimalawo.
I think it was just the wording of his entire proposal, but I see the idea, what he was trying.
Yeah, and as you guys were talking about this, it just came to my mind that you guys are pushing for reforestation. And I just want to check with you, how much is the European Union pushing to make sure that reforestation is actually being pushed as an agenda in Uganda for sustainable forestry?
Is on? Yes, thank you. Back to your story of a citizen presenting his case.
Yeah.
It could be the language as we have said,
Yeah.
but it also shows that we need to keep engaging with our communities to get the idea up front and to get it right. But I guess his intentions were very, very good. The EU in Uganda has been in forestry, supporting forestry for over 30 years. It started with conservation, which is ensuring that our natural resources, our national parks, our protected areas are conserved. And then it was realized that we can't only conserve, we also need industrial use timber and other tree products. So the EU now kick-started the timber value chain. You might have seen a lot of plantations. Someone was talking about pines, eucalyptus, but also other indigenous trees for industrial use. Yes. So that is an agenda, that's an action, that is support that the EU has also run for about 15 to 20 years. And now currently the EU has a big program, a program that now this collaboration with Azawi is part of, is now looking at forestry in the wider perspective. Because yes, we need industrial wood, we need conservation, but we also need the timber value chain as an enterprise. There are jobs that are created through this industry. There are other byproducts. We've seen briquettes coming out of this, but there are also gaps that we need to fill, like you've seen pieces of wood glued together to make a piece of timber. This is a technology. So there are technologies that are being evolved along this value chain. So it's not just using the planks that we know previously, but what else? How can we maximize? In the years back, those small pieces were being trashed. But this is a resource, this is wood. It can be put together to make a product that is 15, 30 years lifeline, functional. So it's a whole industry, and the EU is there to support this without forgetting conservation, but without forgetting the overall green agenda and the priorities that come along this value chain.
Jalia, for the last 30 years that you've been here, I need to understand just how much serious of a threat is this issue in this day and age, especially to us, the youth, to the Gen Zs, who probably look at it and like, come on, we were way past that. Maybe our parents went through that, our grandparents went through that whole thing. But how much of a threat is this issue?
I will speak about what is very common in Uganda.
Yes.
And I'll talk about our energy.
Yes.
Energy source, and particularly cooking energy.
All right.
Which is mainly biomass. Biomass is charcoal or firewood in our local language, as we know. We use, as Uganda, about 90% of our cooking energy is from biomass. This includes both firewood and charcoal.
Yes.
But we know our source of biomass is the forests, natural forests, and most of our actors in this are picking up from forests that they did not plant, which are running down.
Yes.
Which are running down. And yet we still need it. So it's very clear that we cannot rely on the only forest resource that we have. We have to find other ways. That's why the EU, on this aspect, is partnering with other EU member states and government of Uganda and other partners to find alternative, cleaner cooking options.
Yes.
We have technologies that use far less fuel or far less charcoal than the 3 stones that our judges used to use in the village, but even in Kampala.
Yes.
Another thing is that we also know that the price of charcoal has gone up by 5 times in 5 years or even more. So charcoal is not as cheap as we thought. We also know charcoal is affecting our respiratory system. We are getting sick from that. But there are also efforts by government to try and make other cleaner energies more affordable. So I'll give an example of charcoal, because we all need to cook.
Yes.
But with the same forest we are cutting is the carbon sink, is what would be taking in the carbon dioxide that is released through the cooking, through the industries, through the vehicles. But if that sink is not there, then we are breathing it in. We are going to get sick.
Yeah. So guys, man, we need to cook clean.
Yeah. Let's talk about collaboration. How is the EU collaborating with the local communities and to make sure that all these things are brought to life meaningfully? And if there are any, can you share some stories?
The EU is working through partners on different interventions.
Yes.
There are partners that we're working with, for example, to try and find out, I will use fuel energy again.
Yes.
We have previously been using any tree we find, cut it and put it into charcoal. But this, we have found out that not every piece of wood is perfect for charcoal. Someone asked about the kind of trees we've planted.
Yes.
Exactly, in the same faith. There is a tree that is going to give you better charcoal compared to another. So we cannot just pick any and use it for that. So there are interventions to try and research and find out which tree is best for charcoal. But at the same time, the EU is also partnering with the government of Uganda and other implementers to promote, mainly to promote alternative and cleaner energies.
Nice.
Yes, we have to move from this unclean, unsustainable biomass to other options. And there are also communications around to show that the electricity, the gas, and other cleaner technologies like energy-saving stoves have a financial implication in the sense that you spend much less than what you would have done if you were using the conventional, the old technology.
Charcoal and firewood.
Yes, on 3 stones.
Yes.
Because you might be using charcoal, but on a better stove, which is using much, much less.
Nice, nice.
But what are some of the challenges you've both faced, as a representative of EU, as an artist in Uganda, when it comes to getting your message across to the people, considering all these methods that you've mentioned are actually prevailing? Azawi highlighted cars. You're not going to stop a Ugandan from buying a motor vehicle. And you get what I mean? Because these are prevailing, not just modes of transportation, but also methods when it comes to cooking, to basically almost each and everything in our lives. How hard has it been, or what are some of the challenges that you're facing to push the narrative of EU in Uganda and, prevalence of our nature as opposed to the latter? Or what are some of the challenges you face as an artist?
For me, I'm not going to lie to you that I have a list of problems lined up, because this initiative I've just gotten to know, to be part of it. So far, I only see positives.
Nice.
Because as an artist, EU and the partners would have used other direct forms of communication. Posters, but music, there's a way music connects with alters a person's emotions. So they are able to pay attention because you easily tap onto their mind, and they will get the message right away, rather than they would have consumed it if you use other forms of communication. And also the other positive that I would say now, I am more environmentally conscious. I would say, because now you understand, now you need a better environment for everyone. you are using your music or your artistry or your talent to confront issues that are destructive to the environment. Right now, you can understand that if a place like this didn't have trees, we wouldn't be feeling the cool air that we're feeling. So now, when I sing about it, someone out there who's planning, or people who are in charge, or policy makers, they will be like, oh my God, if this person has gone ahead to talk about this, why don't we protect this community? Also, for me, what I've learned from this entire campaign is it's not just about, they don't have a problem with you cutting trees. The only problem is you cutting and not being able to replant. You understand? So for as long as you cut the trees, in a disciplined manner, and then you replant, because there are people who depend on this, entire process of reforestation. You can see people who are employed in the timber industry. You can see people who are employed in the construction companies, the nurseries. So it's, for me, my mind has been more open to being environmentally conscious and using my voice to confront these destructive measures. You understand? So I can't say there is a problem with this campaign. There's nothing like that. Maybe it would be language, but still, music surpasses linguistics and social barriers. Nice. For as long as you tap the mode or the emotion, the mind of somebody, they would go ahead to try to understand what is she talking about. Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When you do return, a live performance of the brand new song, which gets to highlight how we must be alert when it comes to our environment. This is NTV The Beat. We're celebrating EU in Uganda. We're celebrating Azawi, the baddest. We'll be back after this.